Hey Nomsa, how you doing? Hi Nomsa.
Okay, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. I'm doing great. How's your day been so far?
Yeah, my day's been really good. Very productive. Yeah, it's been good. Busy, busy.
Okay, great, great. Yeah, so go ahead and let the viewers know who you are, what you do, and why you do it, Nomsa.
My name is Nomsa Clara Mube. I'm the founder of Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency and Ngosi Talk Shows. I'm a love harmonist. So and ex-professional footballer and a psychologist. So I'm a matchmaker, but I call myself a love harmonist because love is what I harmonize when I'm helping my clients find that sustaining, lasting love in a relationship um, while looking for love.
Excellent, excellent. So what led you down the path of being a love harmonist, and how did your journey lead you to what you do now?
The challenges that I faced myself looking for love that let me become a love harmonist. Actually, I went on a date with a guy, and this guy, he was a businessman. And then when we went on a date, I thought we were going on a second date because he arranged to meet up for the second time. And when we met, he had the big file with him. He had actually printed the business plan for me. And I was like, what is this? And it was like, I don't think I'm ready I thought I was ready, but I don't think I'm ready just by having a date with you. I thought you'll be good becoming a matchmaker. And he was like, you don't have an excuse because I have printed out all the regulations and rules in the country. If you want to start a business, so all you have to do is transfer this into your business. And I looked at him and I was like, are you joking me? I was like, I'm not. So that's how I became a matchmaker because when I split up with my ex, I didn't want to blame him and I did not want to blame myself. So I went through a healing process. And when I went through a healing process, I found myself. And Nomsa was always there, my little child. And I met that person and I realized that all my life, my adulthood, I wasn't authentic. I lived a fake life.
Right.
And that's why I do what I do, helping people find their own voice while looking for love and lead from within.
Right, right, right. Well, it sounds like a major bait and switch, like to go on a date and then for the guy to then give you a business proposal and things like that, you know. But like moving forward from that, like when we look at like our struggles in previous relationships, like we've all had different struggles that we've had in relationships that we've overcome and learned from. What would you say your biggest struggles have been in previous relationships, and how did you move forward from that and get to where you are now?
I think my biggest struggle was I was looking to date my dad. Looking to date my dad, and also I didn't have a voice. It was two things: not having a voice, communicating my needs. I didn't know how to communicate my needs, and also growing up as a child, my parents. I was so close to my parents, and my dad and my mom. They never told me off, but they never let me get away with anything. So they will sit down with me and explain. If I do something wrong, they will explain the consequences. So in doing so, I'll grow up like very close to my family. So when I started dating now, if a man gets upset with me and they don't show me the love that they're meant to show me, or if they get upset, they raise their voice to me, I actually find it very creepy and I didn't know how to deal with it. And I was like, why are you behaving that way? This girl, you don't speak to this girl like this. So I'll be out. Once you get angry with me and you don't treat me right, I don't want to be there. But what I didn't know was people are different. Every path that we take, we meet people and people are different. I didn't know that my dad was individual and my mom was individual, and the person that I was dating, I needed to treat them as individual, not comparing as my dad.
Right. So, like, as we grow, we take a lot of things that we take from our childhood and upbringing into our life because it's embedded in us and shapes who we are. So, it's very understandable for you to be looking for that in a relationship, like what you saw in your father and things like that. But that being said, it does take a level of maturity to not be able to react to other people and how they behave. But when you're secure within your own self, you don't necessarily react in that kind of way. So like also looking at different people in their professional life now, like we see a lot of people that immerse themselves in their professional life to the point that it now takes away from their personal life and their intimate life. And they now find it difficult to bridge the gap between their personal life and their professional life, even though like their professional life is now taken off, their personal life is being neglected. So in your opinion, how can people bridge that gap between their professional life and personal life going forward when looking for a way to find a relationship and things like that?
You can do both if you want to, but people seem to think that you have to put your personal life on hold in order to to actually get into the next level with your professional life and get that promotion or build the business that you want. You can't do it all alone. In the process, you need that love of your life. If you are somebody who travels, along the way, you meet people. Obviously, you're going to meet the love of your life, but they got to be the right person. And that person then it becomes your cheerleader. A man is a provider in a relationship. A woman is a provider as well. And a man is an architect. And a woman, she's a mentor. A woman mentors the dreams to come to reality in a man. And then a man, he actually creates the principles of life. They both help each other to succeed in life. So it's just finding that right person and balancing your professional life and your work life and having to work certain hours and at the same time reward yourself by going out with that special woman in your life or special man and just living a life. Because if we say I know there are some people who say, okay, I've had to make sacrifice and make sacrifice with that person. And if you are running a business, you have to go away. You can go on business with your spouse. They can go and do other things while you go on business meeting and stuff. I think it's just is creating that space depending with what you want in life. You can create the life that you want, and you just have to have an understanding person. When I mean an understanding person, meaning that you have to find a woman. If you are a man, find a woman that is hungry for success like you are, and if you are a man, if you are a woman, find a man that is hungry for success as you are, because you don't want a man ended up telling you to give up your dreams because you are with them giving you an ultimatum. So as long as you find the right person, then that right person can help you to build the life that you want with them together. But if you have not found that person, you can manifest while you are busy with the professional. You can meet women anyways. People seems to think you can't, but you can.
Yeah. So like it's definitely a balance, like yin and yang, for example. Like we complement each other and can bring out the best in each other
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
find the
It's
right type
just
of person.
is yeah. It's It's just supporting each other and make sure you're both looking for the same thing. Because if you are an entrepreneur, you can't expect to date somebody who does not understand what it means. Like if you are a professional, you have to date somebody who has the similar mindset, and so that they can support you. What you don't need is somebody that gives you an ultimatum. Like myself, if I meet you and you give you an ultimatum to say, Nomsa, you can't do this, that means I'm out. I cannot be in that place. So you need to find that person, complement each other, and really, truly wanting this success for each other. If you look at billionaires, they'll tell you that my husband or my wife, they had to tolerate me working 15 hours a day or 17 hours a day, because they knew that in the end, there's going to be reward. So find that person that really truly support you. But some people seem to believe, oh no, I have to put everything on hold. When I'm done with this, the success, and then I'll find love. And then they find love, and that person that they meet, they build everything, and they take them for everything when they divorce.
Yeah, yeah. So you did mention like a man being an architect in a relationship and a woman like blossoming that, like basically filling in all of the framework that he's put up with the body of like the relationship, so to speak. So that being said, what is your viewpoint on gender roles within relationships? You know, traditionally there'll be a man leading the relationship and a woman choose to follow, and in some cases, like people don't agree with that. So in your opinion, would you rather have a man that can set a path that you choose to follow, or would you rather be independent and set your own path independent of your relationship? Or what is your viewpoint on that?
Hey, for me personally, it's very simple and very straightforward. You have to let a man be a man. Like I'm the CEO in the office, but when I get home, I'm not in charge. My man is in charge. So you have to let a man be a man. A man is the man of the house. He's a teacher in the house, even in the Bible. He teaches his family principles of life. So that means a man is the head and a woman. That's why our relationship nowadays, our generation, it doesn't work, because we women, we are independent and we can buy everything that we want to buy. But then when it comes to men, when we speak to them, we don't respect them, or we don't make them feel like a man. So for me personally, I feel that a man has to feel like a man. He has to leave the office and say, I'm going home to my family. And when he gets home, he has to feel like this is the safe place where he feels safe, where you have to let him think he's a man anywhere, women, because otherwise if you take over his authority, he feels like a second person. Even when you have children, let him feel like he's the head of the house. Still, you are a mentor. He's an architect. He brings the vision of everything. You still have to sit down and talk to him, honey. We're thinking of going on holiday. Any nice places you suggest? Make him think he's the one suggesting things while it's you that is suggesting things. It's very simple, but women don't do that. Most men that are married are happy, and women that are married are happy. They respect and they let their men take the lead when you go out. Even if I work and he works, I still have to let him take the lead. I still need to make him feel like a man, because if I take that authority from him, that umbrella is no longer there and he doesn't feel that he's needed. So a man has to feel he's needed in that relationship. And women, we are the same as well. We want our protector. I want men to protect us. Even though we are independent, we do the things that we want, but we still need to feel loved. We still need to feel protected, because a man is a protector.
Yeah. Like, for a woman, for a man to make a woman feel like a woman, he must also feel like a man. So
Yeah.
it comes down to respect, respecting a man's masculinity and a man respecting a woman's femininity to create that balance where you understand each other and can help each other to progress in your relationship by having that understanding. Yeah. So, looking at like human nature now, like in the context of human nature, we go out all the time. We see different people that we're attracted to and things like that. So, what is your viewpoint on monogamy versus non-monogamy in the context of human nature and the fact that we're attracted to different people all the time?
When it comes to attraction, for me, I'm questioning myself right now, like questioning the attraction. What do people call attraction? Um, to me personally, I think I'm a person who believes in God, and I believe that if you're meant to be with somebody, God will put that person in your path, and that person it becomes your all in all, and the attraction it will become natural because with the way that person speaks, the way they look at you, the way they touch you, it will be different than any other woman or any other man that you have ever dated. So I believe that you have to hand over everything to the universe. And I know sometimes people say I'm attracted to blonde hair, I'm attracted to a woman with the brown eyes or blue eyes and things like that. I used to believe myself that it works, but when I found love myself, I did not find love like that. I actually handed over to God everything that I thought I knew. And I said to God, you know my story, you know where I've been, you know the challenges that I have faced through finding true love. Right now, I'm handing over to you. Bring me the love of my life. And when I surrendered all that, the guy that I wouldn't go for, he became the guy that I fell in love with. I don't go, these guys, you guys that goes 7 days a week to the gym and you look after yourself with the looks, and I don't go for that. For me, it was like, okay, I need to go to a guy that gets me, and they have to be good looking. They have to look after themselves, successful. But with the looks, I wasn't like that. But until I met this guy, and I looked at him when he asked my number, and I was like, God, I ask you to bring me a man, but not this one. And he became my best friend. He became my all in all. And that's when I realized how the universe works. And I built my business facing lots of challenges, but he was my all in all through that process because God had put him there for me to actually help me to get to where I need to be.
So from your religious perspective, like you saying that once you find the one that you feel like is for you, that supersedes any other kind of attraction that you have towards anyone else, and you're absorbed into that situation or that relationship. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was the guy that he is actually a copy of David Beckham. He's the guy that I would not go for. And if he had asked me the phone number on the street, I would have been, you're kidding me, you are a player. And when every time I gave it, like showing my family's pictures for the first time, and they were telling me what they think is a player, is this. But it turned out to be a nice guy. But I knew in my heart that I did not find him myself. God had found him for me. So I was so grateful. But in the process, God knew what I needed, where I've been. So he wanted me to find that healing the process and building my business and building my life. I had retired from football, so I needed a new start. And new start meaning that everything for me was beginning. My relationship had fallen apart. So everything to me, 2 years later, that's how I met him. It was just a process, but I'd surrendered to the universe. I said it out loud and I said, God or the universe, I have tried to find guys, my relationship end up the same way. But in the process, I've realized that as well, I was spending time, 3 hours, some women can testify this, or 2 hours, getting ready with my looks. I was focusing on my looks, not on my inner soul. So then when I was busy, like the Holy Spirit, I'm like, and God was like, Nomsa, shut up. You spend time looking after your looks, but you've never truly spent time seeking me or working on yourself. So that's when now I spend like less than an hour to get ready and go out.
Right.
The rest, I spend 2 hours just meditating, praying, and looking after my inner being.
Right. Yeah, so like for people that have chosen monogamy, that's the path that they've chosen to go down, religious or not religious, they've chosen monogamy and that's what they want. But along the line, infidelity has happened within the relationship. Like somebody has stepped out of the relationship and now their partner doesn't know that this has happened, but then they are the person that has stepped out is carrying around this sense of guilt about what has happened, and they would like to come clean to their partner so they don't live a lie or continue living a fake type of relationship. But at the same time, they're afraid that it's going to destroy the relationship if they come out and tell their partner. So in your opinion, how can this situation be resolved in terms of how can they speak to their partner about what has happened, or is it going to destroy the relationship, or what is your opinion on this situation?
It can go either way. The reason why I'm saying it can go either way is everyone has a choice to react the way how they want. But at the same time, living a lie, it can destroy, it's not good. So you have to come clean in the process. At the same time, you have to ask yourself, what made you go outside your relationship and cheat? And the reason, I just need to make it clear to all the listeners that are listening, no one can go and cheat because of blaming the person they are dating. That is not right. People cheat because they want to do that, or because they don't feel loved enough, or maybe there is something that is missing from their childhood and they're trying to fulfill that hole by getting attention somewhere else. So if you are a man, that's why it's important to have a voice in a relationship. So if you go and play away, and now you want to put right, things can go either way, or that person can forgive you. But either way, that person who chooses to forgive is got to be worth it. There's got to be a reason why I need to forgive you. Why do I believe that you won't do it again? Because hurting somebody in a relationship is not right either. So when that person is telling the other person, they have to have a reason why they want to come clean. And if the reason why they want to come clean, they feel that they were wrong, or they feel they truly need forgiveness, they got to be real, because there are some people in this world who go and cheat, and then when they come back, they want to blame what they have done to the other person, to say, you made me do this. Unapologetic, if that person is not good enough, I don't know what is enough anyway. If you feel the other person is not enough, you don't have authority to blame the other person. We all have a choice. We all have to take responsibilities. So if that person authentically, they feel that they've wronged you, they've cheated on you, and they come clean, don't crucify them the other end. Find out the reason why they've done what they have done. Because God works in different ways. God may want him to come clean so that you, as a person that you are dating them, you help them and direct them to the right direction, even if you're going to leave them anywhere. You don't have to leave them and fight with them. You can help them to say, listen, when you're dating somebody, you don't have to go this way. And just sit down and have a conversation. I know it's easy when I'm saying it, but trust me, sometimes you may even want to kill the person. But you forgive, and then you find the reason why they've did what they've done, and see if you can help. And if you want to stay, you stay. If you don't, you also have a choice. You go.
Yeah, like speaking about like forgiveness, some people will be like, if I forgive this person, they're just going to go and do it again. I can't deal with that. Like, and some people will be like, okay, like, let me give this person a second chance. Let's try and fix our relationship. So, in what kind of situation do you think forgiveness is a viable option for someone that is afraid of forgiving someone in case they do it again?
This is when you have to work together. You can't do it on your own. You have to work together as a team, because relationship is a team. When you forgive each other, it means the other person has to heal, and the other person has to be humble enough to like taking a stand to say, I'm taking responsibilities for what I have done, and I am willing to do whatever it takes for us to go back to where we were before. But if there is bickering, there is fight, that means that relationship is not going to work. And the person that is saying, I forgive you, forgiving, it means you let it go. You can't go back to it. It's a very, very, very deep thing when you say you forgive somebody. It means I can't forget what you've done, but I'm willing to actually let this go, and I'm willing, unapologetic in my heart, because if you don't forgive, it can cause cancer, unforgiveness, and it can cause bad energy to the other person that has wronged you. So meaning that I'm willing to let it go. You have to cry. I've tried, like myself, I've gone through forgiveness with the other things, not cheating, where sometimes I feel it makes me sick. Then when I think about the situation, and then I know that I'm done with it, then I'm moving on. But at the same time, I don't want to talk about it. When I meet that person, it means that I'm willing to love them, and I'm willing to help them, whatever it takes. But you have to understand the process of it. It's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah, so now looking at like new relationships, like when people get into a brand new relationship, they're feeling a lot of chemistry. There's a lot of butterflies that they're feeling. They're very excited about this new relationship, to the point that they really want to immerse themselves into this new relationship. But upon immersing themselves in this relationship, some people start to lose their sense of self in that process. So how can people immerse themselves in a new relationship without necessarily losing their sense of self?
When you enter a relationship, you are entering someone else's world, and you have your own world. So you have to understand your own world first. You really, really have a relationship with your own world. When somebody else enters your life, then you're sharing your world with them. You are not, it's like the queen and the king. When you enter a relationship, you have to have the mindset of serving. How can I serve you, my king? When you are serving someone, you are not surrendering everything to them. You're keeping your identity, your image, and then they are serving you. You are actually serving each other. You are receiving, you are enjoying each other. When somebody loses their identity, it's not love. It means you've handed over your authority and your identity to that person. And that's why people get angry when relationships don't work. They're like, I gave up my all in all for you. Like, I gave up my friends and my everything to be with you, and you're telling me it doesn't work. But if you keep your word, share your world with them, and they share your world with you. Whatever happens, you'll still be okay.
Excellent.
So people don't know that they fall in love very, very quickly because they can't cope on their own, or sometimes they are not aware. They hand over their authority to that person because of lack of skills. What is love?
Right. Excellent.
Yeah, love, it means I keep part of me. I share part of me with you. You enjoy it, but you don't bruise me.
Excellent.
I'm not protecting myself, but I'm having fun. I'm enjoying your world, and I'm letting you into my life. If by any way you feel that my world is not for you, I'm going to be okay with that. And I'm going to let you go. But I'm not going to surrender my life, surrender my heart, because people seems to think we give our heart, we share. Love is shared. It's like you're serving somebody, and then they are serving you. That's when you meet somebody, you are like, you have to understand their desires. You have to understand their love language is not about you. And then they have to do the same for you. They are serving you. But then when you do that, it doesn't hurt when they leave. You look at the good memories you've created with that person, and you are like, you know what? I've lived life to the fullest.
Excellent.
And I'm happy to let you go.
Great. Yeah, so Nomsa, it's been great having you. Thank you for everything that you've shared. Where could people find you, find out more about you, and find out more about what you do?
And they can find me on my website. It is www.hseia.coach, or they can find me on all my social media. I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I'm everywhere. If you Google Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency, you'll find me anywhere. And on my website, there's a phone number there. There's an email address. You can join the agency as well. Send your application through the website.
Excellent. And for the viewers, all of that information will be in the description, so you can get in touch with Nomsa. Nomsa, thank you so much once again for coming on. Any final words before we wrap up?
My final words is for everyone that is listening to this message, you are the creator of your destiny. Don't let anyone tell you that your dreams are too big or too small. And there's one rule that I live by, guys. If you didn't make me, you cannot define me. Meaning that when I meet a man, you don't try to recreate me. You find me. All you have to do is help me to grow, not to recreate me. So I like to leave you with this. It's a big thing for me. I just live by wherever I go, even for business meetings or anything. It helps me a lot with my confidence and everything. If somebody tells me that I'm not good enough, I look at my creator and say, my creator loves me. He sees me enough.
Yes. Thank you so much, Nomsa. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Excellent.